Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. 100% all natural products from lotions, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, and much, much more. Use the promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Tell them your boy CJ Goodfella sent you. Get 18% off. We out. All right, Oscar De La Hoya in boxing scene says, on Wilder, Spence, and others, PBC fighters, I built them. Let's talk about it. That subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. And basically, he said, it's wrote by Sean Nam. Go make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button. Check out the boxing news playlist. It says that Golden Boy CEO Oscar De La Hoya believes he deserves a lot of credit for building Canelo Alvarez and recent departed signing into box office star he is today. To extend that, De La Hoya has been promoter for Alvarez every major fight of his career. That claim is difficult to dispute. He also believes he deserves credit for having built the careers of numerous premier boxing champion fighters, including Wilder, Spence, Charlo twins, Leo Santa Cruz, just to name a few. That he claims, however, it might be a hard pill to swallow, depending on your definition. Depending on your definition of operative word. Excuse me. Damn computer freezing. But he goes on to say, this is quote right here. I built them, De La Hoya said in a recent episode of 3 Knockdown Rule. De La Hoya was referencing the fact that he used to promote a slew of PBC boxers before relinquishing their promotional rights to the manager and PBC architect Al Heyman in a bitter settlement in 2015, The move allowed Heyman to pursue a time-buy strategy with multiple networks, while Golden Boy salvaged the remains of their gutted roster. PBC, which is thought to have more than 200 fighters in line with the firm, currently has an exclusive output deal with Fox and Showtime. De La Hoya also he went on to say this shit. On the other side of the street, PBC has a bunch of fighters just don't want to fight, and it's because of them. It's because of who controlling the ship, De La Hoya said. The PBC group has their own agenda, De La Hoya continued. I don't know what that agenda is because they keep losing money, literally. A perfect example is Santa Cruz and Gervonta Tank Davis. He says that and before they lost money somewhere else and somewhere else. I don't know how long they can keep it up. It's hurting the sport. We make so many good fights together. And we've done it together with Fox and ESPN working together on Wilder and Fury 2. We should do it more often. Top-ranked Bob Arum loves making fights, but we've worked with every single promoter out there, and there have never been no issues whatsoever. The only issues we've had is with PBC for some reason, and I don't dislike them. So he went on to talk. It's not even a quote. He went on to say, what I'm saying is, Leo, Santa Cruz, Danny Garcia, what's going to happen is PBC is relying on the champions they have now. But what happens when the champions get old and retire? De La Hoya said they have the next wave because they don't know how to build. So that's maybe a ship that sailed away and trying to do great, but they just couldn't. He said, reached out for comment. PBC spokesman Tim Smith had to say, Earl will be defending his unified welterweight title on Saturday, December 5th before in Cowboy Stadium. Whoop-de-whoop. It will be a third. He said, we wish everyone, man, I'll get out of here, man. All right, Tim Smith, full of bullshit. All right. And so basically he has a point here. PBC doesn't know how to build stars. All right. I didn't know Earl got his started on Golden Boy. So maybe he did, because they did go over Showtime together when Bob Arum was hating on them. So, I mean, I know that Leo Santa Cruz, and what he not saying is he did get fighters back. He got Leo Santa Cruz back. He got Amir Khan back. He got Lucas Matisse back. He got a few fighters back. But he proceeded to make the Rigondeaux fight with Leo Santa Cruz. Leo Santa Cruz refused to take the fight, cried to Al Heyman. And Al Heyman pretty much bought his contract back from Oscar De La Hoya. But he right, man. PBC, they ain't built shit. Everything they doing is built off Danny Garcia, Wilder. I mean, guys like that fought on Golden Boy. And he might have a point. They have no clue how to build a champion. All they fighters is built up on Golden Boy. Now, Jamal might have fought once or twice with Golden Boy, but Jamil was the one fighting, and he right. They don't build no stars over there. He ain't lying about that. You know, they ain't got nobody from the ground up that they built. And I can give them a hint. When you got big fights and you don't want to spend much on the undercard, why not fill the undercard with prospects? You know what I'm saying? With prospects people want to see like Colbert, Joey Spencer, Jerron Ennis, if you can get him. I know he ain't PBC. Why not do that instead of giving us a whole bunch of kicker bantamweights and super paperweights and whatever you want to call them? Why don't you just fill the main card with fighters that's on the rise? Like PBC they don't know what they're doing. That's a fact. They do not know what they're doing. Oscar De La Hoya, it might be a lot of things, but De La Hoya about making the best fights. He sent JoJo to fight Gary Russell. He sent who else he done sent? He done sent Linares to fight the Lomachenko. Oscar De La Hoya would be a lot of things, but he want to make the best fights. Eddie Hearn's the most innovative promoter right now, and Oscar De La Hoya is a fighter that is a promoter that want to make the best fights. But Oscar took the best fights. Win, lose, or draw, or robbery, he took them. PBC, he right. They relying on their champions, and guess what? They losing money every time out. That ain't the first time I heard that. You know, and like I said before, man, they have not built nobody from the ground up. People want to say maybe it's the digital era, this, that. They don't know how to promote. Al Heyman, what, a 70, 65, 66-year-old man? He has no clue how to promote. He can promote. He probably don't even know how to promote a tour no more. It ain't the same. We can just press it on radio. When regular radio don't have, and sometimes he puts Premier Boxing Champion fights to CBS radio. They don't have the viewership that they once had, or the listenership. Because what happened to radio is now you got different alternatives. Now you can take your MP3. If you got your phone with a whole bunch of MP3s on, you got Apple Music, you got Spotify. I mean, you got Sirius XM satellite radio. You got so many different avenues with radio now that it's hard. And Al Heyman don't know how to build no fighter. And every time out, they lose him. That's why they putting so many pay-per-views on. Or if you think you worth this, Danny Earl, go do it on pay-per-view. And a lot of times, they don't flip no profit. I think at $75, $80 a pop, for a profit, they gotta flip they gotta sell what they say, 350,000 buys. Just to make a profit. Not a huge profit. And they just, every time they do something, and I agree with Dana White, it's like it's a big ass robbery. Let's rob these fans for all the money. Like, they don't put the best fights on. They got all these fighters in the same division and they won't make them fight. And then they can outsource for fighters they don't have in the division. Jamal Alondra, they don't want to make that. Keith and Earl, that's in the division, they don't want to make that. Like, it don't make no sense. Like, he could have made Castanos. I mean, he could have made Teixeira and Jamel Charlo, but Al Heyman said, let's Castanos fight. Like, they just don't have no clue what they doing. They don't. They have zero clue what they doing, man. And the Fox portion of it is terrible now. They got all these young fighters they can fill out on undercards. Fondor, Colbert. I mean, you can just keep going on and on. Don't nobody want to see these small dudes not hurting nobody. But I agree with Oscar De La Hoya. They don't know what they're doing. And the ship is gonna sink. Because you got these dudes, Errol Spencer and the Texas boys, them motherfuckers 30 years old now. And they don't look like they about to bubble. You know, you can go to Gervonta Tank Davis, and he ain't gonna make it to 30 fighting. I can tell you that right now. Not the lifestyle that he living. He ain't gonna make it to fighting. I mean, he right. All them motherfuckers built off my foundation. And Al Heyman didn't want to make the best fights. The best Danny Garcia fight that he still fought is still Amir Khan. That's his most exciting fight. You know, Errol Spence, he still ain't. He's a pay-per-view. Well, you pay-per-view star doing 200,000 with Sean Porter. To be a pay-per-view star, you got to do $1 million. Well, CJ, it's not possible to do $1 million anymore. Canelo and Triple G did it. Shit, Canelo and Chavez Jr. did it. It's possible. These people don't know how to promote. Al Heyman don't know one thing about marketing and promoting in boxing in the 21st century. Only person that do is Dana White. He know how to promote combat sports. But, he right. How you sit here and let Leo Santa Cruz duck Gary Russell? Like, he worked something. Like I said before, man, I agree with Oscar De La Hoya 100% on this one. At some point, PBC is not going to be able to handle Patano. But, hey, that's their prerogative. I agree with a lot of Oscar De La Hoya said. I just don't remember Errol Spence. I think, Errol Spence did fight with them on CBS. I mean, on Showtime. So, I mean, that is what it is. Let me know what you guys think about the video, the articles, and boxing scene if you want to check it out. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request. All the social media links in the description. Fast way to reach me is Twitter. Also got a Facebook group. Check that out. That link's in the description. Check me out on Sportscastr for all my live streams. That link's in the description. Create a profile. It's free. It's a brand new live streaming platform just like YouTube. Other than that, want to make a financial donation? Cash App CJ Good 313. That's in the description. PayPal link there as well too. Appreciate the love and support. One time for the one time we gone.